Okay, so we're here to talk about input types, and for input types, it's just different types that an input can have. But let's just get right into this. I'm just going to write a pretty simple HTML file here. Oh, that was weird. Okay, so anytime we have a form, we have to have a form tag, and the action tells us what's going to happen or where is the data going to go when I click the submit button. So in this case, we're going to choose types.php. And then the method of a form tells us how that data is going to be sent. Okay, so here's the opening form right here, and here's the closing form. Inside each one of the forms is an input type, and the cool thing is there's lots of different input types. So we're just going to play around with some of the more common ones. I want to stress to you that this isn't a lesson on beautiful HTML. This is a lesson on the different types that inputs can have. And we're going to go through a bunch of them. So I might start off with asking somebody for their name, right? And the way that this works, let's do input type equals text, okay? Probably one of the most common input types. It's really important that every input type has a name, okay? So this is the input type text, and its name is name. This needs to be unique. Let's go ahead and save this and then take a look at it and see what it might look like. Oops-a-daisy, sorry about that. All right, sorry about this, guys. So we'll go here, and then we'll do here. We'll do oops-a-daisy, sorry. There we go. Types.html. Okay, so this here, name, and this is an input type text, okay? Pretty straightforward. I can type text in it. Woohoo, text! Pretty simple form, nothing much to look at. Let's add a few more text boxes, okay? So the next thing that we can add is here. Let's ask for age, okay? In this case, input type equals, let's do a number, right? Name equals age, okay? I put these paragraph tags here so that each one of the input boxes would show up on their own line. If I look here, I refresh this, you can see that now we have name and age. Now, the cool thing about a number input type is that I can't type text in it. I can only type numbers in it, okay? This is a way of helping users to write the right thing. Okay, so we have a text input type. We have a number input type. Let's just choose a couple more here. Let's do email address, okay? So in this case, we're going to do input type email, name equals email. The name doesn't always equal the type. So in this case, you can see name equals text, or name equals age, name equals email. Like the type and the name are two different things. This needs to always be in lowercase, and there can't have any spaces in it. So I would never type this. I would never type first name. It is okay to use an underscore if you want to. Another way of doing this is to do like first name. We call that camel case. Oh, I think this might be a little bit more readable. Okay. Anyways, just keep that in mind when you're making your input types, okay? I'm going to save this, and I'm going to refresh my page, and you can see now I have an email. Now, this one's a little bit different, and you'll see why in just a moment, okay? Every form needs to have a button that submits that form. This is basically the user letting us know that they're done. Oops, sorry guys, I made a mistake. I'm going to do this again. So we're going to do button type. Buttons also have types. We're going to do submit. And say click here to submit this form. Command S. Now if I refresh this, you can see there's a button here that says click here to submit this form. So I've got a name, I've got an age, and I'm going to type in an invalid email address. I'll do this like blah, blah, blah. So when I click to submit this form, I'm going to get a little warning here that asks me to include an @ in the email. By the way, this isn't perfect, but it does work, okay? And we get this not found server because we haven't created the field, we haven't created the file types.php yet. Let's go back and work a little bit more on the types of forms, okay? Types of input types, I'm sorry. All right, so we've got name, age, we've got email. One of my favorite ones is a text area. It's a little bit different than the other ones that you've seen. So let's try your biography. Right? I'm going to do text area. Every text area needs to have a name, so we'll do biography. Okay. And that's all you have to do. Let's see what this looks like over here when I refresh. So I got your biography. See how that happened? Now, text areas, all of these, there's a lot of other things, attributes you can put into an input type. Right now we have an attribute name and we have an attribute type. Okay, those are the two things that you've learned. But I want you to know there's a lot more. There's a lot more attributes that you can put in here. All right. That's enough. That's enough. So that's text area. So what do I got? I got your biography. Oops. I got age. I got email. I got all this really cool stuff. All right. That's enough. And I have a button. I have a button right now. And the button is a type submit. Okay. And each one of those makes one of these input types. Okay. So this is a text. This is a number. This is email. And this is a text area where I can fit in more text. Okay. And some browsers have these little handlebars here, so you can drag this around. But there's a better way of making this the right size. All right? That's enough for right now. Thank you.